Right, welcome to a game of Quick Play Baseball. My name is Brian Hafferkamp. I'm the designer and creator of Quick Play Baseball. In this video, I'm going to use the new online card flipper to be able to play out the full version of Quick Play Baseball. This is a game from April 19th, 2006 between the Yankees and the Blue Jays. I've already started it, so it's 2-1 as we go to the top of the second inning. New York is at Toronto. Just go through the components. We have our post-steroid era game chart here. If you're not familiar with Quick Play Baseball, I will put a link to the product page on the website, and you can go check it out. But we have our era contextualized play-by-play chart. We have our strategies play chart, which also is contextualized to the era. And then we have rare plays for the batter and the pitcher, and this, folds up quite nicely. It's actually about the size of a tuck box, so you can actually put that into the box. I think I have one in here. So I have one here. This is from the 1970s and into the early 90s, but you can basically tuck that in with a deck of cards, and it's a super portable game that allows you to play a full baseball game in a very, very small package. So with the online flipper, we have, you can see here, you can change your game mode to medium play, which is going to give you, need to work on that, but it's going to give you the situation cards plus the single deck of cards, which the difference between medium and full gameplay is the medium play, you start with the situation cards, and the situation cards determine what happens to set up the inning, and then you play out the rest of the inning just like I'm about to. With the full play, it's basically you start from scratch every inning, you draw a card, you look at the chart, draw a card, look at the chart. So it's quite a bit more like what you would do if you're rolling a game of Strat or APA or something like that. So we have our single deck of cards. The advantage and the reason that I did this is because every time you set up a deck of cards, even if there's just 3 cards drawn, 3 outs, your percentages change with every card that you draw out of the deck. So you don't get the first card is a true 1 out of 52. The next card is a 1 out of 50. The next card is a 1 out of 49. So you don't actually, and the longer the inning, the more the odds change within that particular half inning. And so typically I have a little card shuffler that I use over here that I shuffle every half inning just to try to keep those percentages as clean as possible. But what would actually keep us in a 1 out of 52 for every single flip would be to have a random dice or a random card flipper. So this way, every single draw that I make is going to be completely randomized. It doesn't keep track of what cards have been drawn in the deck or anything like that. So with a completely random card flipper, you get a 1 out of 52 chance on every single play. So this should, all of the game is built off of a 1 out of 52 chance. So this should be the most authentic feeling, the most authentic way to play this game to the fullest extent of the statistics. I don't know how to say that in an easy way. So if you like this game, you should go pick it up. It's $10 and I sell it as eras. I don't sell it in seasons. I sell it as groups of seasons. So the post-steroid era is 1994, I believe, until, or 1995. I can't remember. No, it's 2006. 2006 all the way to today. So today is 2021 or 2. I think it was 2022. Maybe it was the last season included with this set. So you get a bundle of seasons, usually somewhere between 15 and 20 seasons. You get all those seasons together, and every player is rated. You can see here that I've put down some ratings for the players. So these are ratings +1, +2, -1, -2 for the pitchers. So these are all ratings for the full play and the medium play game. The players are also rated with the if you've been with quick play for a long time, the star ratings and the +1 ratings for the power. So they're all rated for the quick play game as well. And eventually I'll add the quick play mode in here also, and then you'll be able to play all 3 modes and be able to switch between them to be able to play the game kind of any way you want. If you want to do quick play for 7 innings, and if the game is tight, you want to go over to full play, then you can do that in the game. So the advantage of this one is that you get full stats for the players. If you're doing the quick play game, you don't get full stats. So, all right, so let's get into this. And basically we're going to flip a card. We're going to cross-reference the card suit. So the suits are across the top and the face is down the left, and you just cross-reference those. And then I'll have to walk through like how some of these things happen. What happens if you go off the chart this way or this way. So there are quite a few fun little things in the game. And I know that other gamers have really liked this game. So we will move on to inning number 2, and we have Hideki Max. Well, let's go through the lineup. So for the Yankees, it's Johnny Damon in center field, Derek Jeter in short or at short, hitting second. Gary Sheffield is playing right and hitting third. A-Rod is at third base. He's the cleanup man. Jason Giambi is the DH. He's hitting fifth. Hideki Matsui is in left. Jorge Posada is catching behind the plate. He is hitting 7th. Robbie Cano is at second. And then Andy Phillips gets to start at first base. On the mound is Mike Mussina. And the Moose has a -2 rating, which is as good as you can have. These +2s are the best that you can have for a hitter as well. These are based off of WOBA, weighted on base average, which combined is sort of a better stat to use, than batting average, because it encompasses getting on base and things like that. It's sort of like OPS for just how good a hitter overall in general is the batter. So hitting as far as in terms of getting on base and getting hits, where OPS talks about getting on base and your slugging. For the Toronto Blue Jays, it's Russ Adams at short. He's leading off. Frank Catalanotto is in left. Vernon Wells is in center. He's the third hitter. Troy Glaus is at third base. He's cleanup. Lau Overbay is at DH. Shea Hillenbrand gets to start at first. Greg Zahn, the catcher. Alex Rios is in right field, and Aaron Hill gets to start at second base. You can see that not as many +2s, but there are a couple on here, but everybody rates out pretty well between these two teams, two of the top teams in the American League in 2006. On the mound is left-hander Ted Lilly. Lilly played for the Yankees for a while, but he is pitching for Toronto. He has a 0, so that means that he does not affect any of the red plays. So I'll run through some plays and just kind of explain what the heck is going on. So we have Matsui, Posada, and Cano, and they are leading off in the second. We have a 5 of spades. So again, you go 5 and spades. Anytime it's a black card, so club or spades, that means that the batter has a chance to make an adjustment on the play. So these numbers here are adjustments that we make to this number here. So +2 means that 5 becomes a 7. So instead of a fly out to right field, it's going to be a ground ball 5-3 on the putout. Now, because it's a spade, we use the batter's adjustment. If it had been, let's say, a 5 of hearts, we would have looked at the pitcher's adjustment, because the red is for the pitcher, black is for the batter, and the pitchers typically will adjust things this way, batters will adjust things this way, and you can see all the hits are at the bottom, and the strikeouts are at the top. Same thing over here. So this is a good area up here for pitchers. This is a bad area for batters. Bad area for pitchers, good area for batters. And so we have a 7 of spades, and that's going to be a ground ball 5-3 on the putout. And that's out number 1. And that's as easy as it is. So 1 down in the inning. We got a 5 of diamonds this time. So this time, because it's a red, it's a ground ball 1-3. Ted Lilly does not have any sort of adjustment on the play. He's just an average pitcher that season. And so that's going to be a 1-3 ground out. And we have a 10 of hearts. Again, no adjustment here. That's going to be a fly out to left field. So 3-3 down the inning for Ted Lilly. There's an asterisk there. If there's a runner on third base and less than 2 outs, then that's a sacrifice fly. So you don't have to, you get a chance to advance that base runner. So 3-3 down. In the first inning, Damon walked, and then Jeter tripled and drove in Johnny Damon, and then we had a ground ball to first base. So first baseman flipped to the pitcher covering, and that scored Jeter. So that's how the Yankees got their 2 runs. In the bottom of the first inning, Catalinato walked, Vernon Wells doubled, and then Troy Glaus hit a ground ball, fielder's choice, to the second baseman, and that drove in Catalinato from third. So we go to the bottom of the second inning. It's going to be Shea Hillenbrand, Greg Zahn, and Alex Rios going against Mike Mussina. So we have a queen of diamonds. Normally that's going to be a walk, but Mussina has a -2. So we go down 2, and a 10 of diamonds is going to be a fly out to center field. So you can see that instead of flying out, or instead of walking, he flies out and makes an out. So that's the power of having a pitcher who's a good pitcher. Queen of spades, that's normally a long single. Greg Zahn is a +1, so that's going to be a triple for Greg Zahn, the catcher. As he knocks one off of the outfield wall, it rattles around a little bit, and he gets a chance to wind up at third base. Alex Rios is a +1. We have an ace of hearts, which is normally a single, but -2 makes it a single. So that's going to be a base hit that drives in a run, and that ties our ball game at 2. So Alex Rios with a base hit drives in Greg Zahn from third. 4 clubs. Aaron Hill has no adjustment here, so it's just a straight up 4 clubs. That's going to be a strikeout swing, and that'll be out number 2. There is a runner at first base. We do have some strategy plays, and sacrifice bunt, squeeze, steal, and bunt for hit. Red means unsuccessful, green means successful. Basically, you draw a card, and then you check, is it green or red? So pretty basic, but you can use for sacrifices, squeeze plays, stealing. So you can see that if it's a 6 to an ace, then that would be safe at second base. And it doesn't take into any account speed from the players. It's just general stolen base percentage. It's kind of the league average stolen base percentage. So some players are going to be better at it. Some players are going to be better than their actual. Some players are going to be worse than their actual, but everybody kind of back to the medium. And it's going to be Russ Adams with a runner at first base and 2 down. I'm not going to steal with Rios. A 9 of clubs, he's a 0, so a 9 of clubs is going to be a fly out to right field. And that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. So Mussina gets out of the inning, but he does give up another run. And we are tied at 2 as we head to the bottom, or the top of the 3rd. And it's going to be Phillips, and then back to the top with Damon and Jeter. So Phillips is a 9 of diamonds. It's going to be a ground ball to the second baseman. No problem there as he makes the out at first. Oh boy, and we have an ace of spades. Since it's a spade or a club, we're going to add the player rating, which is a +1 for Johnny Damon. So that means that the ace turns into something else, but there's nothing else here. So what we do when it goes off the chart is we open up our rare plays. So that's going to trigger a rare play, whether we go below 2 or above, greater than an ace. So if it's below 2, then we'll look over here on the red for the pitchers. And then if it's above an ace, we're going to look at the batter side. So we're looking at the batter side, and basically we roll again, or we don't roll, we draw another card, and then you compare it here. So we have a 2. That's catcher's interference, and the batter is going to go to first. It's kind of crappy because an ace of spades is a home run. If you don't want to play with the rare plays, you can just say, even if it's above, it's just the top line. That would have been a home run. But anyway, this adds a little flavor to the game. So I believe that's called an E2 for a catcher's interference. So we are going to try to steal with Damon. So let's try out the stealing mechanic because he's a guy who would steal bases. So we need to draw at least a 6. And it doesn't matter the suit. It's a 7, and so that's in the green. And Johnny Damon with the stolen base is at second base with 1 out. And that brings up Derek Jeter to the plate. So you can see the game moves pretty quickly. It's very basic, but you can play out a full game with this one. So Derek Jeter, he's a +2. It doesn't matter because it's a red. So 6 of diamonds is a line out to first. And that's going to be out number 2. And Gary Sheffield to the plate. 7 of spades. Sheffield has a 0, so there's no adjustment there, and that's going to be a ground out as he hits it hard to third base. But the third baseman, Glaus, gets it over to first base for the out. The Yankees do not score. They strand a runner at second base, and we head to the bottom of the third. It'll be the top of the order, so Catalinato, Wells, and Glaus for Toronto. Same thing here. Catalinato goes off the chart. He's a +1. And so we look at our rare plays again. And I'm not showing these. I mean, you could just as easily just lay this all out and play with it like that. I'm trying to keep it all neatly on the screen. So that's just kind of unique to me. Wild pitch, runners advance 1 base. Doesn't matter because we don't have any runners on base. So no adjustments to be made there. And we do it again. So a 4 of spades is going to be a pop out to the second baseman. And the second baseman, Cano, squeezes it for out number 1. 1 down in the bottom of the third. 2-2 is our score. This one is tied between New York and Toronto. 7 of clubs, so that's going to turn into a 9 of clubs, and that'll be a fly ball to right field. Two quick outs in the inning for Musina, and a 3 of clubs becomes a 4, and that's going to be a strikeout swinging as Musina. With a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the third, that's strikeout number 2 for the Moose. And going to the top of the 4th inning, we're tied at 2. It'll be Alex Rodriguez, Jason Giambi, and Hideki Matsui. So a 4 becomes a 6 because of the +2. So a 6 of clubs is a foul out to the first baseman. And Hillenbrand squeezes it for out number 1. Up next is Giambi. Giambi flied out in his first at bat. This is going to be a +2, so that is an 8 of clubs, which is a ground ball to the shortstop. No problem for Russ Adams as he makes the out at first. And the next batter up is Matsui. He grounded out to third. This is going to be an 8 of clubs. This will be another ground out to shortstop. And that's another 1-2-3 inning for Ted Lilly. Both pitchers looking good. In this one, as we are tied at 2, it'll be Lyle Overbay, Shea Hillenbrand, and Greg Zahn for the Blue Jays. It's a +2 for Overbay. A 9 of spades is a fly out to center field. No issues in center field for Johnny Damon. Good defender out there. Up next is this turns into a 3 of clubs. That's going to be a strikeout for Musina. That's strikeout number 3. And 2 down in the inning, and that will be yet another strikeout. So back-to-back Ks for Musina, and another 1-2-3 inning for the Blue Jays. So we head to the top of the 5th. Good game here. That's tied at 2. We got Jorge Posada, Robinson Cano, and Andy Phillips up for the Yankees. 6 of hearts. will be a foul out to the third baseman as he pops this one up to the left side and in foul ground. It's the third baseman Glaus who squeezes it for the out. Brings up Robbie Cano. Cano, a 2 of diamonds, is going to be a strikeout looking. Get the old backward K. So some of these are backward and some are forward. Those are actually based off of percentages, I believe, of looking and swinging. I don't know if I did general percentages for baseball or like overlaid modern on top of that. I'm not sure. But there are a number of swinging strikeouts and looking. Andy Phillips is the last hope. He's the first baseman for the Yankees today. Top of the 5th inning, 2 outs. A 3 of hearts is going to be a strikeout looking. Nice pitch by Ted Lilly as he gets him with some frozen pizza on the outside corner. And we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, still tied at 2. The Yankees haven't scored since the first. Toronto hasn't scored since the second. And everybody looking for some hits here. Let's see, Alex Rios to the plate. Rios is 1 for 1 with an RBI single on his first at-bat. He's got a +1 here, so that becomes a 6 of clubs, which is a pop-up down the right field line and just in foul territory. The first baseman, Phillips, is going to make the catch. So that'll bring up Aaron Hill. Hill, the second baseman in this one. He's got an ace of spades. And that is a 0, and an ace of spades is a dong as Aaron Hill goes yard, a little wall scraper. But Hill gets it out. That's a home run, a solo home run, and that gives Toronto the lead at 3-2 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Mussina has given up 3 runs so far, but still pitching well. 7 of clubs is a ground ball to first. We'll go 3-1 on the put out. There's 2 outs and 1 in for the Blue Jays. And Frank Catalanato to the plate. A 3 of diamonds becomes a off the chart. So 3 minus 2 is 1. And we don't have any 1s. So we're going to look at the rare plays for the pitchers. And it is a 10. A 10 is a right fielder. So this is a line drive to right field. The right fielder crashes into the wall. And he makes the catch for out number 3. We'll call that F9 on the putout. And a dramatic way to end the inning for the Yankees. The Yankees do give up 1 on the home run from Aaron Hill, the diminutive Aaron Hill. But that gives Toronto the 3-2 lead as we go to the top of the 6th. And let's go ahead and we'll let each pitcher go through the 6th inning as long as nothing falls apart. And we'll see how it goes for Ted Lilly. What is this? This is the 3rd time through the order. So Damon with a +1. That becomes a 9 of spades, and that's a fly out to center field. No problem in center field for Vernon Wells, which Vernon Wells is an excellent player. We haven't really called his name much, but really good player. An 8 of spades will be a ground ball to the second baseman as Jeter hits a little 2-hopper to second, and he'll be the second out. He's 1 for 3 with a triple and an RBI. 2 of diamonds is going to be a strikeout looking for Chef. And Sheffield, tough day at the office. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Ted Lilly in the top of the 6th. And we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 3-2, Toronto over New York, and Mussina trying to keep this one close. He'll face off against Wells, Glaus, and Overbay. 10 becomes an 8, so 8 of diamonds is a ground ball to the third baseman. And at third base is A-Rod. Haven't called his name much either, but A-Rod makes the play to first for out number 1. A 2 of spades becomes a 3, and that's going to be a strikeout swinging. And that'll be strikeout number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Mussina in 5 2/3 innings. And last hope in the 6th is Lyle Overbay. He's a +2. So that becomes a king of clubs, which is a single with an asterisk. The asterisk doesn't mean anything for the player who hit the ball, but it does, if there are players on base, they typically advance one base on a single, but with an asterisk, they advance 2 bases. All base runners advance 2 bases. So that's a 1-out single, or a 2-out single for Lyle Overbay, the left-handed DH first baseman. Schillenbrand, that's a good name. Shea Hillenbrand is up. He's 0 for 2. He struck out his last at-bat. He's got a 4 of hearts, and he's going to strike out in this at-bat as well. Strikeout number 6 for the Moose. So Toronto gets a 2-out single, but they can't get him home, and we head to the top of the 7th inning. It is 3-2, Toronto over New York. I did not bring... I'll have to go get my computer so that I have the rosters. Let me do that real quick. All right, so I was able to get my computer and bring it down. So I have the rosters over here just digitally in the PDF file, and so I like to just kind of have those available for doing pitching changes. Typically, I like to give starters up to 7 innings, and then after that, let's play it by ear. If the pitcher is an A pitcher, he'll have the ability to go the whole game. If he's a B, he can go to as many as 8 innings. If he's a C pitcher, usually I cut him off at 7 innings. And so Lilly is a 7. Mussina is, he must be an A because he's a +2 or -2. So Mussina could go the whole game. Or we could bring in another pitcher. He's as good as it gets, so unless he just gets in trouble, there's no real reason to replace him. So Ted Lilly, this can be his last inning. We'll see if he gets through it. It's A-Rod, Giambi, and Matsui for the Yanks. And of course, Queen becomes is a +2. That becomes an ace, and ace of spades is a home run. And just like that, the game is tied. So it's an A-Rod sighting. A-Rod with 600 plus home runs. So it's not like that's a shame to give up a home run to Alex Rodriguez. But we got Jason Giambi out there. Let's go ahead and get a new pitcher in. I should have probably just gone with my gut on that one. And we'll see who they have. They have BJ Ryan, but looks like he is a save man. Let's go with Brandon League. Okay. League is a -1, which makes him a B. Let me go ahead and finish out Ted Lilly. All right, so Ted Lilly's day is finished. He goes 6 innings, gives up just 2 hits, 3 runs. One was the triple, and one is a home run. Those are the only 2 hits that he gave up all day. He gives up 3 runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. This walk came back to bite him. He also gave up a ground out. So that was kind of a rough start to the day, but he finished it out really well. And it'll be Brandon League. League is a -1. Had a 355 FIP in that season, 253 ERA in 33 games pitched. He was... Let's see. He was 1, and he had a 1-2 record with a 253 ERA. So Brandon Lee comes in. They have a couple of B relievers, and then they have an A reliever with BJ Ryan. So Ryan, who had gone over from Baltimore, I believe. Really good left-handed closer. So if they ever get the lead, he can really lock it down. So, but our game is tied 3-3. Sorry. And we're here in the top of the 7th inning. It's going to be Giambi, Matsui, and Posada, so not out of the water yet. This is a 7 of spades. It's going to be a ground ball to the third baseman. Klaus gathers it and throws it to first for the out, and that'll bring up Hideki Matsui. Matsui is also a +2, so this is going to be a 6 of clubs. So that's going to be a little pop out to the first baseman, who grabs it in foul ground. That's going to be out number 2. And a 3 of diamonds becomes a 2, so that's going to be a strikeout looking. So Brandon Lee comes in and does the job. He gets 3 outs, but the Yankees do score 1, and our game is tied at 3. If you can see the score very well, hopefully. Game is tied at 3, and we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Mike Mussina still in the ball game, and he's got a chance to stay in and win it. So let's let him face off against the bottom of the order. It's Zahn, Rios, and Aaron Hill. Zahn is a +1, so this is going to be a fly ball to left field as Mussina induces the fly ball out, and that's out number 1. Alex Rios to the plate. He's 1 for 2. He had an RBI single back in the 2nd inning. And that 5 becomes a 6, which means that's a fly out to Johnny Damon in center field. Damon back a couple of steps, but he makes the play. And Aaron Hill to the plate. He homered in his last at-bat. What has he got for us here? That's a 7 of spades. That's a ground ball, a little chopper to Rodriguez at third, and a 1-2-3 inning for the Moose. As he shuts down Toronto in the 7th inning, we go to the top of the 8th, and it will be a new pitcher for Toronto. So let me bring in the other pitcher, Justin Spire. All right, so the new pitcher is going to be Justin Spire. He comes in to replace Brandon League. League 1 inning, no hits, no runs. He had no walks and 1 strikeout. Faced just 3 batters and came in and put out the fire that was beginning in the 7th inning. Spire's going to face off against Cano, Phillips, and then back to the top of the order with Johnny Damon. He's a -1 as well, which plays in here. So this is a 7 of hearts. That's going to be a fly ball out to center field, and Cano is 0 for 3. Oh boy, we got an ace of spades. The ace of spades. And Andy Phillips drills a pitch over the right field wall. And that's going to be a home run. For the Yankees, another solo home run, and that puts them up 4-3. And we may get to see the old Yankee closer. This is going to be Johnny Damon to the plate. Damon with a 9 becomes a 10 of clubs, and that's going to be an error. And we'll just call that an unspecified error. And he is on at first base with Derek Jeter coming to the plate. Jeter, this is a red, so this becomes a 3 of diamonds, and Jeter is going to strike out swinging. That's out number 2. And 1 more out to go for Spire. He's given up 1 run and the lead. And we have a 4 of clubs. Sheffield, no adjustment there. So that's going to be a strikeout swinging for him as well. So back-to-back Ks for Spire. But it's too little too late as the Yankees get a solo home run from Andy Phillips and put themselves in position to possibly steal this game. Let me see what they have in terms of pitching. Mussina still can go. Just looking to see should he go. Rivera is their only -2 pitcher, which obviously we're going to save him. So let's just leave Mussina in the game. There's no need to change anything about it. He can go the full game if he needs to. So he's going to face off against the top of the order, Adams, Catalanado, and Wells. And let's see if he can get all the way to Mariano Rivera. A 7 is going to become a 5, and that is a ground ball. A little tapper in front of the plate. Russ Adams is thrown out by the catcher, and that's going to be out number 1. Frank Catalanado to the plate, left-handed stick. He is 0 for 2. A 9 of clubs becomes a 10, and that's going to be an error on the Yankees. So a little turnabout is fair play. Catalanado at first base, and Vernon Wells to the plate. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is a +2. Vernon Wells gets a hold of one. He hits it out to center field. And just like that, oh man, the tables have turned. And that is a 2-run blast by Vernon Wells out to the batter's eye in center field at the Sky Dome. They play in the Sky Dome in Toronto. And Vernon Wells says, "Give me that lead back," as Toronto takes a 5-4 lead over the Yankees. Wow. All right, the Moose comes back and he gets an out here. This is going to be a strikeout of Troy Glaus, big third baseman. You know, Austin Riley reminds me of a lot of Troy Glaus. Big guys, big barrel-chested third baseman. And brings up Lyle Overbay. A king of clubs becomes an off the chart. So it's off the chart. So we get a special play here. A 3 is going to be an infield single for Lyle Overbay. As he gets a little tapper down the third baseline, nobody playing in, and he's going to make it to first. Which brings up Shea Hillenbrand. Queen of Diamonds becomes a 10 of Diamonds, which is a fly ball to center field. Johnny Damon runs that one down. That's the third out. But a big 2-run blast from Vernon Wells. Talked about not saying his name very much, but Vernon Wells comes in and gives Toronto the 5-4 lead. Let's see if the Yankees can come back. Let's get a new pitcher, a closer. It'll be B.J. Ryan for Toronto. All right, new pitcher for the Blue Jays is going to be B.J. Ryan. He's a -2. He's an A pitcher. Stout, little left-handed guy. Threw hard and had a nasty slider. 2.14 ERA or FIP. He was 2-2 with a 1.37 ERA. He had 38 saves in 2006. Excellent closer. Like I said, he comes from the left side. He threw 72 1/3 innings, and he just needs to get one here. He'll face off against A-Rod, Giambi, and Matsui. Not an easy 3 to face. A-Rod hit a home run in his last at-bat. Let's see how the Yankees do against the closer. A 9 becomes an 11, so 9-10 jack, and that's going to be a walk to start off with. So A-Rod is at first base, and that'll bring up Jason Giambi. Oh man, a queen is +2. Oh my gosh. And Jason Giambi takes a mistake and he deposits it into right center field, and that gives the Yankees the lead back. And this one is getting crazy at the end as the Yankees put 2 on the board against the Toronto closer, and they take a what do they have, a 6-5 lead now. So we will get to see Mariano Rivera. So Matsui into the game. He's a +2, so that's going to go off the chart. So let's see what kind of weird, unusual, strange play happens. It's a jack, and that's going to be back-to-back as Hideki Matsui. Quadzilla, Godzilla, he gets into it. And he hammers one to straightaway center field, and that gives the Yankees a 2-run lead. Oh boy, B.J. Ryan having a rough day. So 5 becomes a 7. That's going to be a grounder as Posada, hitting from the right side, pokes it to the right side of the field, and that will be out number 1. All this happening with nobody out yet. So they go walk, homer, homer, and 3 runs are in. It's 7-5, New York over Toronto. Robbie Cano to the plate. This becomes a walk with his +2. So Cano at first, and Andy Phillips stands in. Phillips with a 2 of spades. He strikes out looking. That's out number 2. And back to the top of the order with Johnny Damon. A 4 of hearts becomes a 2 of hearts, which is a strikeout. So back-to-back Ks for B.J. Ryan, but he does give up 3 runs in the inning. And the Yankees take a 7-5 lead. And you know who's coming into the game. Enter Sandman. It is Mariano Rivera. Let's get him into the game. All right. The Sandman, Mariano Rivera, comes in. Hall of Famer, Mariano Rivera. He comes in for Mussina. Mussina goes 8 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs. Only 4 of those were earned. We had an error here in front of the Vernon Wells home run, which temporarily gave Toronto the lead. But B.J. Ryan blows a save in the top of the 9th inning. And now Toronto needs 2 to tie. 1 walk and 7 Ks for the Musina. And there are only 2 -2 pitchers on their pitching staff, and these are the 2. So Musina stays in the game long enough to possibly get the win. We'll see if Rivera can hold it. He is always lights out. And I don't know if Toronto has any reserves on the bench. So we can see here if they have anybody who's worth bringing in. So Reed Johnson is a +2. He's on the bench. And we'll see how it goes. He might need to come in for Aaron Hill. Let's see. Greg Zahn will be up first. He's going to get the first crack. Ace becomes -2, so that's a queen. And that's a good start. That's going to be a walk. As Greg Zahn walks to get on base ahead. A 4 of spades is going to be a +1. So 5 of spades will be a fly out to right field. That'll be out number 1. Let's go ahead and bring in Reed Johnson. He's a +2. He's pinch hitting. He's got a runner on, and maybe Reed Johnson can poke one, but he's not going to do that here as this queen becomes a 10. 10 of hearts is a fly ball to left field. That's out number 2, and we still have 1 on with 2 outs now, and Russ Adams to the plate. A 2 of spades is not changed, and Mariano Rivera shuts this one down in the 9th inning as he gets Russ Adams looking for out number 3, and that is your ball game as the Yankees take this one 7-5 with a 3-run 9th inning off of closer BJ Ryan to steal this game. Mike Musina is going to get the win. Rivera is going to get the save. Lily takes the L. And 1 inning, no hits, no 1 walk and 1 strikeout for Mariano Rivera. And the Yankees bring this one home against the Blue Jays. This is again played from April 19, 2006. And this is played with the Quick Play Baseball full game play. So you watched it from the first inning. And you can tell it's a full game. We're using our online card flipper, which gives us pretty true results to our 1 out of 52 chances here. So you can check that out. Again, each era has its own play chart, play-by-play chart. And then each era has its own rare, unusual plays as well. So it's all sort of adapted for those different eras. You can get any seasons from 1901 all the way through 2022, I believe. And yeah, you can check those out, and you get them for a really reasonable price. I want to say it's $10, but I can check on that. Sorry. I believe they're $10 each, but let me just double check on the Quick Play. You can find that at the website. The website is clarkandaddisongaming.com, and each era is $10. So we have the post-steroid era, 2006 to 2022. That's what we're playing here. Excuse me, we have the steroid era, 1994 to 2005. The free agency era, 1977 to 1993. The expansion era, 1961 to 1976. The integration era, 1942 to 1960, the live ball era, 1920 to 1941, and then the dead ball era, 1901 to 1919. So you can get any of those groups of seasons together for just $10, and you can see that it's a full play game. You can also play the quick play version. You can play with actual cards. You can play with the online cards or any sort of card flipper that you have. And it also incorporates these the medium play game incorporates these situation cards which come with the game, and these are the same situation cards that you'll find here, and you can't see it very well, but I had to work on that styling. But you can see that it gives you the same you get the different outcomes here, and you use those outcomes for the medium game. For the quick play game, you just use the top part. So it's a really cool game, interesting concept for the medium and the quick play games. Basically, you're dropped into an inning, and then you have to resolve the inning. So that's kind of the basic concept of the quick play and the medium play versions. With the full play, you're just playing it like you would play any other dice-based sim or card-based sim, where you play fast action cards or whatever from the beginning of the inning. But super fun. And you could do long play with the teams that you like, or you just want to do it with pitchers that you like, and you can do the quicker playing game with teams that you don't really care much about. So if you're doing a long replay, it could help you just kind of buzz through several games, but you're still getting the flavor of each team, and you're getting the players who are important to each team for home runs or for who are really good batters. They still affect the game somewhat in those quicker playing games. So you kind of get a best of both worlds in a lot of ways. But go to clarkandaddisongaming.com, and then you can go to the baseball link, and there'll be under the baseball. You can do the big green button that says shop all games. And then down the left side, you can look at the different games that are available. And Quick Play Baseball is there. You can see just the Quick Play Baseball games. And then you can go in and get one of those for $10. It's a PDF download. You get all the seasons separated out by season. I mean, all the players are separated out by season. So each team has batters and pitchers together. And then you can print out what you want. I like to just keep the PDF on my computer and just reference it, because what you really need is just these numbers over here. You need to know, are they an A, B, or C, that type of thing. So very fun game. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comments section below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, but you like what's going on here, just give it a subscribe. That helps us with YouTube. It also helps you to know when new videos are posted. It'll be put into your subscriptions feed on YouTube. I actually get if I go live, or somebody goes live and I'm subscribed, then I actually get those notifications as well to my email. So that should happen for you as well. I will put the link to the digital card flipper. I posted it the other day to the Facebook channel, or Facebook group. If you want to join the Facebook group, you're on Facebook. You can go to Facebook groups, look up Clark and Addison Gaming Company, answer a few questions, and I'll let you in, and be happy to do that. I often will share what's going on with me, what I'm doing with the different games, or what seasons are coming, asking questions. I posted the other day about Precision Baseball, which is a new a full play baseball game that I'm coming out with. And it is quite detailed, especially in the fielding and base running areas. But it's detailed everywhere. It's totally splits based for everything, and just a very interesting game. If you haven't seen that, look around on this channel. I've got lots of videos, full play games for Precision Baseball, as well as updates to the cards and what's going on with the game. But I posted some possible logo sort of directions that I'm going with that, and those who are members of the Facebook group are able to just kind of chime in, tell me what you like, what you don't, this is a good direction, this is not. So you kind of get first crack at those types of things. I like to build in community, and I want to build a game that you want to play. It doesn't make any sense if I'm the only one that wants to play it, if nobody else does. So so that's where I usually do that. You can also test different games. So I have the Precision Baseball demo files in the files section that you can download and be able to play the demo as well. It's a 8-team demo that you can try out the full what I have of Precision Baseball and tell me what you think about it. Haven't had a lot of feedback on it yet, other than I like it, when is it coming out? So I guess that's good feedback. And just need to go ahead and finish out some of the marketing and decide on a logo mark to go forward with that. Otherwise, the game, I think, is in the can and ready to go, at least for version 1. All right. I think that's it from here. I appreciate everybody's support. For anybody who's bought any of my games, I appreciate that as well. Just really, it's more just an encouragement to continue forward. That, hey, I'm not wasting my time here. I know I'll never catch any of those larger companies for time and attention and money and all those kind of things. But it is nice to know that people appreciate the work that I put in, and that there's a little bit of return on that, both personally as an encouragement and a little bit on the money side as well. So that's the one way that you can encourage people in this who are designing games, is to just support what they do. Download it, play it, test it, buy it, whatever. And that really is an encouragement to continue forward to do this hobby, which I think what we all do. All right, I think that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.